The black church is about as useful as the white church.
I got white friends, they say hi to me. I got dog food, so they buy for me. I got white friends, they say hi to me. I got good kush, so they buy for me.
Culture question of the week. What we got?
Um, so I don't know if y'all seen what happened in the media with Kirk Franklin's son and him.
Mm-mm.
Well, you know, our man Kirk Franklin, our good brother Kirk Franklin, he was getting an argument with his son, and he started to exchange some unpleasantries, real unpleasantries with his son, calling him all kinds of, names and shit. You got to go listen to the interview. You know what I mean? It's streaming everywhere. You can hear it. And then he came and issued apology. You know what I mean? Talking about a toxic relationship with his son and all of that. So my culture question of the week is really, like how do we feel? I see, how Kurt Franklin is moving and all of that, and I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, that's not. I'm not surprised by it. I don't know if y'all surprised by it, but I want to know how do we feel about the black church and things like when it goes back into like the community and the culture, like what how is it affecting the culture and what do we think about it? Like what do we think about it? Do you think you could be short, it could be brief, like you know what I mean?
Oh, go ahead, Joe. I gotta find thoughts on that.
The black church is about as useful as the white church. No, like no, you niggas can laugh, but it's dead serious. Like
Okay.
one of my favorite people to think of is Creflo Dollar and how he always just like you niggas are laughing, but like Creflo Dollar is a real nigga. He's a real pastor and he fucking has jets and shit. Like, come on, bro.
And
Like
Joel Osteen too. Nigga, Joel Osteen got a fucking church made of
Joel
gold.
Osteen ain't our people. That's expected. Creflo Dollar, like, come on, my nigga. Your name is fake as fuck, and you fucking getting millions off of the backs of other people. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Um, the black church, man. It's I don't like the fact of how sometimes like people are devoted to their faith feel how they are somehow better than people who don't do the same thing. That's kind of one of my biggest things that I don't like about it. Even though, of course, it gives you something to believe in and something that is consistent in your life that could help you out with whatever time you're in. But as far as just having that feeling of I'm better than this person, or even not, you could have a feeling, but just displaying it consistently where it's like I'm making it known that I'm better than this person because I'm special to the Lord, or Jesus, or whoever you worship. So that's the part I don't like. But of course, there are some good parts about it where it gives you something that you might need in a time of darkness. So shouts out to them for that, for changing people's lives who ain't have nothing. But as far as that aspect of feeling like you're better than somebody and constantly displaying that, that's the part that could be absent.
This is Roy coming to you from Prolific Culture. We want to say thank y'all for tuning in and checking us out. Please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe so we can keep bringing y'all these dope videos. One kind of love and good vibes only. Everybody, please be safe out there and take it easy. One.
But they also tell you that if you're homosexual, that is blasphemous. It's the end of the world. You know what I mean? They also tell you a lot of other scary shit. So what I don't understand is how our people put so much of their money into the hope that is being sold by the black church. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To see people that's, a premier figure in the black church like Kurt Franklin He's a regular fucking person. You're being sold hope by a regular person. Not he's a industry person, just like the next person. Everybody has problems in their family, but he's on the phone telling his son he's gonna break his fucking neck. You know what I mean? Like you supposed to be like and all of that crazy shit. So it's one of the finer things that I find in my life because it was drilled upon our people. I don't think it ever was our thing. It was just our thing as we kept the tradition of it and made it drag on and log on. And so I think that's why you see a lot of heads falling back from it and finding a lot of my friends, a lot of, you know, other people I know, they try other things. They stray away from it because, you know, it's propaganda. You know what I mean? It's hypocritical. Like, it's super hypocritical, man. So you know, like you said, they a lot of people think you should be like this, you should be like that, but they don't practice what the fuck they preach. You know what I mean? Even in all churches, not even the black church, the Catholic church, all the churches, like, you know what I mean? People don't do what they say. They just use the church a lot for a fucking front. You know what I mean?
And then one thing about the church too, like I also don't like the fact that how it kind of messes with your self-confidence, where it's like, I need somebody in order to be the best me I can be, or I need to worship this place or be at this place, or else I'm not going to be okay, or I'm not going to be me. Like, I think that's something that kind of sucks too, where like you got to be your own biggest fan a lot of times in life in order to make some tough decisions that you will have to eventually make. So, you know, just so telling me that I need somebody to be involved in this for me in order to make a rational decision, that's not okay. Like, that's not cool. That's one thing that sucks
like
too.
I said, they sell people on hope, man, because you could worship anywhere you want to worship at. You don't have to go to church. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, you have to understand like what you believing in and where it's taking you. You know what I mean? So as far as black people concerned, you know, we walk around and, you know, we go to church, we ask for money for the elevator fund, we ask for money for this and that, for this, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
shit like that. And then we dress up on Easter and we go to church and shit like that. But niggas that go to church is still doing robberies and homicides, you know what I mean? So if we do it, black people, we did it more out of a practice because it was all we had at one point to congregate, you know what I mean? To get with our people on Sunday morning and plot, you know what I mean? But it ain't like that no more. So I just think like this is a prime example of almost like what I would call the defamation of the black church. You know what I mean? When you start seeing like people like Kirk Franklin being exposed and shit like that. Only thing, you know what I mean? Like, so that's just my take on it, man. I never been one to understand like why we give so much power to the black church and we're not represented enough, you know,
Whole fact.
for what we give as a people to them, you know. So
Yeah, it's a system that needs to be changed. But and even if it doesn't change, there needs to be some awareness about, you know, not just the pros but also the cons, because the cons are never stated to you.
that's right.
Yeah, I have a lot to talk about on this subject, and it's just really too much to talk about in the time that we have left.
I got white friends, they say hi to me. I got dog food, so they buy for me. I got white friends, they say hi to me. I got good kush, so they buy for me.